What's happening, everybody? I'm Todd Tanner. This is Wrestling News Now. Tonight I'm going to be talking about something very sensitive. Kevin Nash opens up about his son Tristen's passing, according to Wrestling Observer Online. His son Tristen Nash passed away last week at the age of 26. Kevin Nash has opened up about the death of his son Tristen. Tristen Nash passed away on October 19th at the age of 26. On an episode of Clink This, released on Monday, Kevin Nash spoke about the days leading up to his passing. This Wednesday morning my son passed, Nash said on the show. Nash revealed that his son suffered cardiac arrest due to a seizure. The seizure caused a cardiac arrest. He was basically dead in his room on the floor with an EMT working on him, and they got him back, got him in the ambulance, and tried to save his life. So to the people at Halifax Hospital, doctors and nurses, I thank you. We both have decided that we are going to stop drinking, so it was a situation where we both went cold turkey. I don't think either of us felt great because you stop drinking coffee for a day and you get a headache. I think that we were both dealing with it, but also because we're so close to the cruise lines here that norovirus blank is always relevant. Nash was asked what precipitated him and his son to decide to quit drinking. He had a couple of incidents, and we actually sat up here last Wednesday, and during the course of the show, he drank 4 or 5 beers, unbeknownst to me. Nash continued to say he got pissed at his son for drinking the beers because Tristen had issues with alcohol. He'd had this situation at the beginning of the year where he was hospitalized for almost 60 days. This is my cross to bear. It's alcoholism. He would continue to say that alcoholism had taken a friend of his last year, contributed to the death of his friend Scott Hall, and has now taken Tristen. It took Scott, and now it's taken my son. Nash continued. Alcohol is such a nasty drug, and it's a drug anybody out there. If you haven't drank, you've probably done yourself an incredible service. Nash would later say in the show, I have spent half my life glamorizing the rock and roll, hard-charging, hard-drinking, drug-partying wrestling world that I grew up in and lived in, and I really need to take a step back from that and go. You're part of the problem. Nash, you glamorize a lifestyle that kills people, and you've got to stop doing that. Nash will continue to talk about Tristen having an IQ as well as Asperger's syndrome. My son was autistic. My son was Asperger's. My son was very highly educated, very high IQ, but my son was autistic on top of all those things. My wife and I learned so much from him because he was always exploring and investigating. Nash later commented on people who have reached out to him during this time, including Vince Russo, Ric Flair, and Vince McMahon. Vince Russo and I talked on Twitter, direct message. He was very, very kind, Nash said. I got a message. It was a Connecticut number, and it wasn't in my phone. I said it was probably someone from the office, and I started to read it, and it was Vince McMahon, he said. This is my new number. You need me? I'm here. Ric Flair lost his son Reed in 2013 at the age of 25, and also reached out to Nash. Ric Flair reached out to me, and I reached out, and I said, can you talk? And he said, sure. So I went out by the pool and said, how did you do it with Reed? And we went over it. And that's what makes this work. Not some therapist that's going to look at me and not be able to look past my tattooed arm or the fact that I was a mediocre wrestler. Rick gave me some really good advice, he continued. Nash would also say that his son helped him get through the recording of this episode. I wanted to break down this whole show. He won't let me. Nash continued. He's just like Dad. This is what we got to do. I was really looking forward to spending my golden years with my boy. I'll find ways to try and stay connected, Nash would say near the end of the interview. Our prayers are now with Kevin Nash and his family. I'm Todd Tanner for Wrestling News Now.